So, cruelty or cruelty free? That is the question. You think you know the difference? Are you a kind, compassionate person? Are you a member of a local church group? Or you give things to charity? Are you kind to animals? Or are you kind to your neighbor? Well, I'm going to put you to the test today because I believe peace begins when your plate. You remember as a child growing up, your parents said to you, "You're not leaving that table until you've eaten your vegetables." And then you would just push them around the plate with your fork. And then they would say, "Okay, you're not leaving the table till you eat. Just eat the meat at least," because that probably was the most expensive thing there, because it's obviously much, much cheaper to be vegan. So anyway, as a child, as you grow up to a teenager, adult, and older, if you would have known as a child's age that your parents were paying for animals to have their heads chopped off, and you were eating them directly, would you have refused? I think you would have. So I'm going to show some short clips of different foods, and I want you to be the judge and tell me if you think this is a cruelty food or not cruelty. Our food choices often ignore animal suffering. By bringing awareness to what's on our plates, we can break old habits and choose compassion at every meal, keeping families together. Well done. 100% cruelty. Did you know that? Hot dog? That's right. Cows and pigs are often confined in tight, cramped conditions and brutally killed. Their life is stolen from them so you can have a snack. By choosing a plant-based alternative, you're giving these animals a chance to live and not die for a snack, as well as hot dogs being a number one carcinogen that causes cancer. Keep away from hot dogs. Who wants you to eat them? Hmm? Who makes a lot of money out of you getting sick eating hot dogs? And who suffers? Cows and pigs suffer. They die. They lose their lives for hot dogs. Choose something else, please. Thank you. Well done. Cruelty-free bread. You guessed right. What ingredients are in bread? Let's have a look here. Basic ingredients: flour, water, yeast, and salt and sugar. Bread, who would have thought? The advantages of eating bread: zero cholesterol. Good for you. Tastes great. Who doesn't love white, crispy bread toasted with a little butter? Margarine, vegan or vegan butter. No one has to die. No one's imprisoned. No one cries. No one has to suffer, and families are kept together. Choose bread in everything you eat. Just remember to check the ingredients because some breads may include things like milk, butter, or honey. So we want to keep away from anything cruel. Okay, again, well done. 100% cruelty. Eating the flesh of cows is 100% cruel. And here's why. If a cow was to live in the natural world today, they would live an average life of around 20 years. And in the meat or dairy industry, these cows can live between 6 months, actually a few hours old, all the way up to 4 to 5 years old. Cows are normally killed about 1 year old, and then in the dairy industry, they kill the male calf sometimes a few hours old. And for what? The taste of their flesh? This is 100% cruel. It's 2024. We're not in survival mode. We can go to the grocery store and buy a plant-based steak where no one has to die. Put yourself in the animal's position. Would you want to be killed for someone to eat you just for a snack, your life destroyed? Isn't life more precious than that? Let's ask ourselves this one question. Which one's more important? Our pleasure and taste? Piece of steak we ate yesterday, we don't even remember that's gone in 5, 10 minutes? or someone's entire life? 100% cruelty. You guessed right. Cruelty free. That's right. Vegetables grown in the ground. No one has to die. No one has to suffer. No one's life force is stolen from them. There's no sadness, no crying, no imprisonment. Vegetables have zero blood in them, zero cholesterol. Doesn't that tell you something? Have you ever heard of anyone going to the hospital? They had a heart attack because they're eating too many vegetables. Isn't that strange that eating foods that don't cause cruelty or suffering to others is good for you? You make that connection? All vegetables are good for you. No one suffers, no one dies. Full of vitamins, full of everything you need, from B12 all the way down to vitamin A. You name it. Pigs. What you saw there was ham. They're making like ham roasts. Well, a ham roast is actually someone's leg or that didn't want to die, and consuming pork again is the number one carcinogen that causes cancer, and this has been proven. And people yet just they'll eat anything in the shell off the shelves. Quick note on pigs. Pigs spend their entire life in concrete sheds. Check this out if you don't believe me. Watch the documentary Dominion. It's free to watch it. WatchDominion.com. So pigs spend their entire life encaged in farrowing crates, females, and their babies pumped out. They forcibly impregnated. What do we call that if we did that to one of our own kind, one of our own species, forcibly impregnating someone? So they're constantly forcibly impregnating the pigs. All the little babies are just fed cornmeal. That's their entire life, cornmeal. And as soon as they reach the age of approximately 6 months old and reach that weight, they get a little spray on the back with blue paint. And this is the first time now they'll see daylight, maybe, or even fresh air in the face as they're on the big truck on the way to the slaughterhouse to be killed for your pleasure and taste. When they get to the slaughterhouse, if they can afford it, they either have gas chambers. The pig's going to be stunned, not killed. They stun them in gas chambers, and just before they're about to die, drag them out and hang them up by the feet, shackle them, and slice their throats open, and usually drown on the blood. So when we go on the stone, we pay for a ham roast, as you just saw there. You are actually directly responsible for that kind of suffering. So cruelty or cruelty-free? 100% cruelty. Caught me off guard. You see these? I don't know if you can see them. Nuts. 100% cruelty-free. That's right. No one has to die. Are you seeing a pattern between all these different foods when it comes to cruelty and cruelty-free? Cruelty-free foods, no one dies, no one loses their life for a snack. That's right. Nuts. In many scriptures and religious beliefs state that nuts were a food given by God, a seed from the tree for us to eat. And in the health industries in today's world, nuts are actually called superfoods because they hold all the key vitamins and nutrients that you need for a healthy lifestyle at any age. So nuts, cruelty-free. 100%. You got it. Do I need to say it? Cruelty. This is pork meat being mashed up and maybe formed into a meatloaf or sausages or disguised as food that's meant to be good for you, right? Tastes good is it good for you if it tastes good? No. Number one carcinogen, meat. Keep away from it. And remember, you want to live a kind and compassionate life, keep away from cruelty. Animals don't want to spend their entire life living in a concrete shed and being dragged away from mum onto a truck and go through a slaughterhouse. Can you imagine the immense suffering they go through at the slaughterhouse? 6 months old with no mum. When they get there, they smell the blood. They're not stupid. They're actually the third most intelligent animal in the world. So the pigs go to the slaughterhouse, they smell the blood. They can hear their friends that in the truck before them that went through already screaming. And sometimes watch their friends in front of them be killed before they're brutally ripped to pieces. For what? A meatloaf? 100% cruelty. Potatoes? Cruelty or cruelty free? Before I answer this one, let's think this over. So a potato doesn't have to die, isn't imprisoned, doesn't suffer, isn't forcibly impregnated. A potato is a seed that grows in the ground and turns into food. That's right, 100% cruelty free. Eating potatoes has always been a staple ingredient through probably all the meals we eat. We always there's a little potato on the side, a fried potato, baked potato, even snacks, potato chips. So potatoes, 100% zero cholesterol in a potato. You're not going to have a heart attack from eating potatoes. Potatoes, cruelty free. Before I answer this one, pancetta. No, I'm not shaving off a wooden bark there. That's actually someone's leg. Someone that didn't want to die. You seen the pattern still here? Someone who was imprisoned. Someone who suffered immensely. Probably watched their friends die before them, before they were brutally killed. The piece of decomposing leg there, it's been salted and sliced so thinly for your pleasure and taste. 100% cruelty. Pancetta. Okay, so I made this one a little hard for you. Or did I? Cruelty or cruelty free? Well, this is, let me tell you the benefits of this product before I tell you what it is. This product contains all the essential amino acids your body needs in a rich minerals and vitamins, including calcium, magnesium, iron, and vitamin A. How about that, eh? This product also, no one suffers, no one has to die. What's going on here? What are we watching? No one was imprisoned. No one lost their life. No one cried. No families were broke up. That's right. This is tofu. 100% cruelty free. Well, what do you think about that one? What do you see when you do you see food rotating, or do you see innocent animals that didn't want to die on a spike being burnt to death for your pleasure and taste? 100% cruelty, guys. Animals like chickens don't want to be imprisoned, and sent to be shackled and have their heads chopped off, electric baths and ripped to pieces for your pleasure and taste. We can choose a plant-based alternative. There's many plant-based chickens out there where no one has to die and no one has to suffer. Remember, when you're eating chicken, you're directly responsible for their suffering and cruelty. I used to be scared of chickens until one day on a farm sanctuary, I'm sitting down there feeling a little depressed. A chicken walked over to me. I didn't get up, climbed up onto my lap, into my arms, and hugged me. I sat there with that chicken for about 15 minutes, just hugging the chicken. That's right. Animals have emotions just like you and me. 100% cruelty. You got it, rice. 100% cruelty free. That's right. No one has to suffer. No one's imprisoned. No one's forcibly impregnated. No one has to die and no one suffers. Rice is a seed that's grown in the ground, and in many scriptures, like we mentioned before, is meant to be food for us to nourishment, feed us. Rice is a staple ingredient all around the world that is loaded in nourishment and carbohydrates and 100% cruelty free. Fish? What do you think? 100% cruelty. Did you know that fish have a tough time living in the ocean where everyone's attacking each other all the time and it doesn't help them that mankind rips them out of the ocean too? That's right. Fish are actually sentient. They have a brain, a central nervous system, just like you and me. And when you watch them being ripped out of the water, you may have experienced this from your parents teaching you how to fish. You watch them come out of the water and you hold them and you rip that hook out of the mouth and cause immense bleeding and suffering and pain. You ever wondered why they don't scream, say anything to you? They have no vocal anything. The screams are silent. So yeah, fish, 100% cruelty. Strawberries. Yep, that's absolutely correct. 100% cruelty free. Strawberries grown in the ground, seeds for us to eat. And don't they taste good? But we can't just put our faith and trust in taste. We have to try and understand, did anyone suffer being a strawberry? No, no one was imprisoned. No one was murdered. No one was killed. No one was imprisoned. No one roared on the truck with fresh air in their face to a slaughterhouse. That's right. Strawberries grew in the ground. When you cut a strawberry in half and smell the strawberry, it doesn't smell of blood, it smells of strawberry. Strawberries are 100% cruelty free. So before I answer this one, this was a staple part of my diet for 52 years. I loved eggs, like everyone else does. However, cruelty or cruelty free? 100% cruelty, and let me explain why. Firstly, the eggs belong to the hens, not you. Secondly, in the egg industry, male chicks are sent to the macerator because they're worthless in the egg industry. Chopped up, blended up alive on day one of life. What kind of life is that? The female hens are grown up then and put back in cages, either cages. When you go into the grocery store and you pay for your eggs, and you pay like 58 cents for a dozen eggs. You know why they're so cheap? Because the animals suffered immensely. That's right. Let's remove the cage, put thousands of chickens in a shed. You might pay $1 more, right? So, cage free. This is a word. Range free, cage free, free range. These are pasture raised are all words to manipulate you into buying the eggs to make you feel better as a customer. The animals don't feel any better. Sent to slaughter. Their eggs stolen from them for your pleasure and taste. And how about this? The number one disease in America that's killing everyone is heart disease. Your body produces its own cholesterol to protect yourself. You don't need any outside of cholesterol source coming into your body. And guess what? Eggs are loaded with cholesterol. That's right. You see the pattern now when it comes to health. If you choose to eat foods that are free from cruelty, there's a natural response with that of healthy food. But if you choose meat, eggs, and dairy that are all loaded with cholesterol that are bad for you, you made the connection yet? All right, you got it. 100% cruelty. Broccoli are imprisoned. They are forcibly impregnated. And at 6 months old, put on a slaughter truck and sent off to slaughter, where the life is brutally killed. Do you believe me? You think I could be a politician lying to you, maybe? Or just someone in the world trying to condition you, manipulate you to choose cruelty free or not cruelty food? I lied. I'm sorry. Broccoli is grown in the ground. It is a plant. No one has to die. No one suffers. No one rides along the truck to the slaughterhouse. Put yourself in that position for a second. The slaughter truck, riding to a slaughter truck to be executed. You've done nothing wrong. Animals certainly don't want to die. So, what? Broccoli? 100% cruelty free. Cruelty or cruelty free? Just milk, right? So first of all, let me explain how milk is produced. Did you know that cows don't naturally produce milk? That's right. They have to be forcibly impregnated and every year have to have a baby so they can lactate. And in the dairy industry, female babies are sent back into that cycle I call enslavement, where they're forcibly impregnated every year and have to have a baby so they can produce milk for mankind to consume. The male calves in the dairy industry are worthless to them and sometimes kill just a few hours old for veal. And so when we think about is this cruel or cruelty free, I would say it's 100% cruelty. All right. I know you guessed this one correctly. Do you know how I know? Because you're paying attention to cruelty and cruelty free. You're paying attention to whether someone suffers or someone's imprisoned, dies, rides along that death truck and watches their friends killed. Tomatoes, 100% cruelty free. They're a seed grown in the ground and they're meant to be food for us to eat and nourishment. All right, so this final video was so-called steak. Looks pretty, right? You remember eating a steak in a restaurant? Tasted great. Maybe with some herbs. How about this? Let's put a pretty flower on there to make it look pretty. No, this is 100% cruelty. You've watched my video right from the start and understand the difference between whether someone has to die or whether a seed is born in the ground. What are you going to do? Are you against animal cruelty? Are you against animal abuse? Isn't it about time you align your morals with your actions? You can't be going into the grocery store paying for animals to suffer, paying for animals to be imprisoned, paying for animals to ride along a slaughter truck, paying for animals to watch their friends killed before them, paying for animals to hear their friends scream and the smell of blood, paying for animals' lives to be destroyed and killed for your pleasure and taste. Align your morals with your actions. I know you understand the difference between taste and life. Which is more important to you, your taste and pleasure or someone else's life? Align your morals with your actions and stop being a hypocrite. I challenge anyone watching right now, if you're not vegan, to watch the documentary Dominion. It's right here on the screen at watchdominion.com. Make up your own mind. Break the chains of the conditioning of this world, the manipulation and desensitization of your brain. Thank you for watching. So I want to take this moment to thank everyone that's watched, whether you're non-vegan, vegetarian, or even vegan or an animal activist. Please go ahead and share my video if you think it helps people understand the difference between cruel and cruelty-free foods and how to live a vegan lifestyle. I'm going to end this video and show you, please keep watching some videos of animals and how they want to live, just like you and me. So the next time you eat something, think about whether it's cruelty or cruelty free.